Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Vortex, tell me in just as little as possible, is it good or bad? Just tell me that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little pissed off today. Nothing to do with Guardians. I'm a little pissed off, and I might rant. Maybe I might rant later on this stream because I do have something to rant about. But give me something positive, Vortex. Okay? Give me something positive. So what's up, guys? AW here in Warrior. Good but flawed. Okay. That's good enough for me. I don't expect every movie to be Oscar worthy or perfect. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, so hey guys, let's talk Pop 27. Aaron Warder here, man. This Wednesday afternoon where I am. Night where Vortex is. I'm seeing the movie tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, basically 22 hours. Lots of plot holes. My rankings, yeah, give me your rankings. So I'll give you mine maybe. I'll give you mine once I see the movie, my rankings. Oh, so 3, 1, 2. Okay. Oh, 3. Okay. Okay, so the first one is number 3. The second one, so you like this movie as the second one, and you like the first movie. No, you like the second movie as your number 1. Okay, I understand. So this volume 2 is your favorite. This one is your second favorite, and 3 is your third favorite is the first one. Okay, I get it. Okay, but I'm a little cheesed off, man. A little cheesed off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if Listen, Arkham, you're too optimistic. That's your problem. This is worse. This is worse. They say this is worse. I don't think you fully understand. I don't think you fully understand what the strike is gonna do. This is about mostly streaming, and mostly a lot of content these days is streaming. The movies are not like the movies. Yeah. It's just worse, okay? Back then when Hollywood went on strike, then there really was no streaming then, okay? Hey, Blind, I'm really like blinded. I'm kind of pissed off right now. I kind of want to rant on something, but this is worse than that. They say this is worse, and the thing is, you guys really think this is the worst part right now of the writers? And hey, this is a tip of the iceberg. This is a tip of the iceberg. Okay? Tip of the iceberg of what's going to come. Okay? They should get a union, the VFX. Yes, they should apply for a unionship, obviously. But this is just a tip of the iceberg because if you notice some pictures coming out with the picket lines, with the writers holding on their signs, asking for, support for them, right? There's been some pretty, celebrities out there from time to time, some actors, some Jay Leno. And some of them are writers too, but they're also actors. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Less than 2 months. At the end of June, the Guild for Directors in actors their deals are almost up, and there's no positivity towards the deal between those two guilds of the studios. So when they go on strike, it's a triple whammy. There's three guilds going on strike. It's not good. That's a long out process. The writers are not going to get a quick deal, man. They're going to wait out. They're going to wait till those deals are up too. So the actors or whatever actors and the directors join them. They're going to wait. They're going to wait. unless the studios get serious about offering them money. But the thing is, they have to be serious about the studios have to be serious with the directors and the actors too. It's not a good thing when you have basically the most important people that make a movie work, or a TV show work, having their deals expire around the same time. It's not a good sign. It's not good. You can't. Yeah, this could be larger than 100 days. That's what the forecasters say. Yes, this is worse than that. And you see those movies back then. Back then, they've been impacted. House of Dragon and Rings of Power. You know what? They decided to decide to steal film, even though the writers are strike. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do when the guilds, the Actors Guild and the Directors Guild go on strike? They can't film because they won't have a cast and they won't have a director. They won't be able to film, and they need writers. And because, and you know what they say? You know what they say? Every writer's been tweeting on Twitter because of this. They all say a script is not finished while filming's going on. Sometimes there's rewrites. Sometimes they talk with the actors, the directors about changing the lines. Yeah, that's a good question, Donovan. That's a great question, Donovan, because Comic-Con's in what? In July, right? In July. And if the Actors and Directors Guild go on strike, you're probably not going to get anything from Comic-Con. You might not get anything from Comic-Con. Nothing. And make sure to like, please. Like also, please. Yes. June 30th is when both deals for the directors and actors expire. The thing is, they could promote it, but you won't see the directors or the actors there, right? Right? You won't see, if they could promote it at San Diego Comic-Con, but you won't see the actors or the directors at San Diego Comic-Con if they're on strike, right? Because if they are, if that's true, they're going to basically be considered a scab and blacklisted. And Hollywood is. They're friends. They're friends until you do something they don't like, and they'll turn your back on you. They'll turn on you. They'll turn on you like that. People in Hollywood are not really your friends, okay? They pretend to be your friends. Okay? You see all these gatherings where celebrities going to these gatherings, whether it's Oscars or the Met Gala or whatever. You all see them, congregate and talk to each other. But once one of these actors or celebrities do something that's really controversial, really bad, or get caught doing something, they'll turn on you in a heartbeat. They're not really your friend. They'll turn on you because it's a competition. Guess what? You get one of these major actors that did something bad, you get them out. If you get them basically almost canceled, you may get that role. There's one less competitor. Right? They'll turn on you. Blyden knows this. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Blyden, if you're free to come on, there's a link. If George, you're around, you could come on too. It's against the rules. Thank you. That's right. Oh, I haven't ranted yet, man. This is not my rant. Blinded. This is not my rant. But it. I'm sorry. This is not my rant. This is just what's okay. Want to know my rant? It's a short rant. I got a little bit of a fight today, Blinded. I'm sorry. I got a little fight with some hardcore Snyder fans. It's the ones that live in the fantasy bubble. About this. I said if James Gunn, because James Gunn is also a writer, if he becomes a scab, right? Becomes a scab. Oh, he'll be fine. He becomes a scab, right? He'll continue writing, become a scab for the studio. Yeah, right. And I said he's not. And I said to the guy, I think Blind, you can find it. He will not jeopardize his career and risk everything. And he replied to me basically, "Oh, he'll be protected by Hollywood." Basically, out of this, it's basically like he'll be protected by Hollywood. And I'm like, I didn't reply to him, but I'm like, I actually kind of did explain it a little bit that they'll turn on you, right? I said that about 3-4 minutes ago, right? I said, you really think, and I'm just thinking, you really think Hollywood would stand support of him if he basically betrays the writers by becoming a scab? He'll lose his friends. He'll lose some respect of his castmate, people he's hired for his movies, like the actors, actresses. I wouldn't be surprised if some people drop out, right? Drop out. He would lose. Yeah, he would basically lose all his friends in the industry. Who would want to work with him? DC would suffer. Who would want to work with him? Basically betrays him. Who would want to write for DC if knowing this guy sold out? Yeah, he'd be considered a sellout. And that's a no. I mean, there's sellouts in Hollywood. Obviously, there's sellouts in Hollywood, but they pick Hollywood as selective outrage, so they do selective selling out. This is a kind of sellout where you get blacklisted. Okay, right? That's basically my rant there, right there. And I just wanted to say to these people, if you're Snyder people, get your head out of Snyder's ass and stop sucking his cock. You can call me homophobic, I don't care, but I don't care. Stop it. Yeah, I went a little hard there. And this is not me defending James Gunn. This is basically, this refers to James, the quote we tweet was to James Gunn, but it goes to any director too, right? It really applies to any director, right? For a major studio, working for a major studio, if you really think about it. Hey, Blinded. So that's my rant, basically, Blinded.
I heard it.
What did you think of that?
Oh my god, I'm dying. It was hilarious. Stop sucking his cock.
I said kissing his ass and sucking his cock. I went both ways.
Oh my god.
What did you think of that little rant?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I don't know what's going on. You know, the community's always weird. There's a lot of people who are misinformed. They aren't well versed with the industry, and they just have really bad takes. It's bad takes from a misinformed opinion. That's how I see it. Because there's so many people who are like, oh, these writers deserve to go on strike, and it's like, listen, the people who are going on strike are also your favorite writers, right?
Yeah.
So
Jeff Loveless. I'll say this, but Jeff Loveless is writing. You can say what Bella's writing, right?
Right.
He's writing Kang Dynasty. He's on strike.
Yeah, he's on strike. Michael Waldron's on strike. So all the people that you hate, yeah,
Secret
they're on
Wars,
strike.
Kang Dynasty.
Right. Yeah, they can't. He can't. And also, by the way, I don't think he's a like if there is a movie that is being worked on that was technically already submitted, then you can't work on it even if it's like halfway done. So if Infinity War, if Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars were submitted and they're like first drafts, they can't work on it at all.
Here's the thing. I've been checking out some of the writers. You know, they've been posting a lot on Twitter, right? Because obviously they wanted to inform the public because they want to get the public involved, right? That's what they want to do. So some people on Twitter think, oh, you know what? They did for these shows, these movies. The script is already written. You know, they're filming. I'm like, the writers basically taught to inform the public. Some of them, if you know where to find them, said that's not true at all.
Right.
That's not true at all, man. They basically said, no, the script and the writing is still going on while it's filming. And sometimes they change the script and film.
Well, on set.
Yeah,
this is what happens, right? Like a lot of the times a writer is sent out on to monitor the shooting because they want to make sure that it's true to the script, because if it's not true to the script, then they can get in trouble, right? That's actually breaking one of the union's rules. So like this is why, if you want to go back to a scenario, do you remember when Lord and Miller got fired from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Well, that's like one of the reasons why they got fired was because that they weren't adhering to the script. And if they're changing the script and it's someone else's script, then that person's going to lose credit. And you know, the union doesn't want to go through that, right? Like if the script is already approved and the union has already seen it, then you have to stick with the script, right? And if we're going to change anything, then it has to be through the writer who's being accredited.
And that's
right.
And you know, we all know Marvel, like it's never a finished script.
Right. Yeah. The problem with Marvel and their stupid way, just because they make so much money, they think they can get away with it,
you know,
is that they constantly rewrite.
You know, the American Chavez actress said.
Yeah, I did hear what she said.
I didn't hear it, but I saw a quote. She said she didn't know the script, like some of the script, till like the first day of filming.
Right. She said that the script was being rewritten for like what, 33 times?
Yeah, that's crazy. I know.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of issues with that because they had a different director and different, you know. But like, wow.
Well, it's not even just that. I think she was talking about during when she came in, because was she, or I don't think she was cast before Sam Raimi came in. I mean, I could be wrong.
No, she's after Sam Raimi because they didn't want to. Because the original director did not want to do multiverse.
Right. So that would mean that when she got casted, they had 33 rewrites probably on set because, and also too,
they want nightmares.
If you've seen Jeff,
not the Scarlet Witch.
Right, but if you've seen Jeff Loveness, he was on set of Ant-Man Quantumania, and of course, things were being changed constantly right up until the day of release, and he obviously knew that was happening.
Yeah,
right. He's not ignorant, because if he is ignorant, then they broke one of the union's rules, right?
See, yeah, I know that makes sense in the comics, but Drax was never gonna be the one to kill Thanos in Endgame. They didn't build. They kind of like they didn't build him up to that. You can't have Drax kill Thanos in Endgame. It had to be one of the main. Right. I mean, it didn't. One of the main heroes like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. It couldn't be Drax. It was a conclusion to some of the original Avengers. That's why they did it. But Vortex, you know. But I will say this: they did do a poor job of portraying Drax in the MCU. Even Gunn, I think Gunn done a good job with Mantis and Drax's relationship, but
I think Gunn should have. I wonder, like back then, why they didn't make James Gunn direct Infinity War. Yeah. I really think it should have been James Gunn directs Infinity War and the Russo brothers direct Endgame. I think that's what should have been, because Infinity War relied so much on Thanos and Gamora and the Guardians of the Galaxy that it should have been more of their movies and not so much the Avengers.
But they did a good. I'll say this: you're right. Drax was fun in the game, but what one of my criticisms of James Gunn is how sometimes he treated Drax. I thought the game did a really good job, a much better job.
Yeah, the game did a much better job with Drax. Yes, I agree.
See, we don't always suck up to James Gunn. We criticize where it needs to be criticized, right?
Right. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's people people can't wrap their mind around the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy is not making $1 billion. Like that's not a
Yes,
shot or sly at the movie,
it's
but
not.
like for
No,
whatever reason, people still have this in their mind that it's going to
I
make $1
know.
billion. It's going to make $1 billion.
But
It's like no, it's not.
you made a good point. It's not. The Guardians has never been strong internationally, but Fast and the Furious franchise has always been good internationally.
Yeah, Guardians doesn't do well in China. We will
Yeah,
see how Fast and
Fast.
Furious does
Yeah, Fast and
this
Furious.
time.
Fast and
Yeah,
Furious
but it's
usually
usually
does well.
better.
Yeah, they usually do well
Yeah.
in Asia and China. Fast and Furious. That's usually. I know. Fast 9 because of the Cena stuff. I don't know. I guess that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and also too, they're
It's
not.
it's
A lot
10.
of American movies are not doing well in China since they returned.
Yeah, they don't have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Is 10 being filmed there? Are they doing it? Are they going to show it?
What? Say that again?
Is 10 they're going to show in China?
Yeah, they're gonna show 10 in China.
Okay. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, Guardians is also gonna play in China too, but I don't think it's gonna do very well. I think
780 million is good.
700 is gonna be the maximum. This is
Yeah.
not
Hey,
not
Anthony.
going to gross as much as the previous two movies.
No.
I don't know why people keep saying. And the
If
thing
you
is, like, I'm not
the
pulling this out of my
trends,
ass.
the
There's
trends of Marvel
tracking.
movies will tell you that.
Yeah, there's trends, right? Like
Yeah.
Aaron saw. I wasn't arguing with the person, but I was just like
No, you
dumbfounded that
weren't.
this
No, you weren't.
person
It was just an
was saying
honest.
this.
It was just an honest debate. Like,
Like I
fact.
just didn't understand. Like you can't compare Top Gun and say, well, Top
No.
Gun did this, and it's like, but most Marvel movies have all performed pretty much the same. Like they're all front loaded. They make most of their money within the first 2 weeks. Top Gun is like an anomaly in the movie industry. That doesn't happen all the time. And just because the Guardians of the Galaxy are well known and they were in Infinity War, we're already seeing a decline, right?
Yes.
And people don't understand. Like I also I'm gonna make this point too. When people say Marvel fatigue, they what it really should mean is the diminishing returns. Okay, that is a thing that nobody can debate over. That's a theory that's been going on and has been proven time and time again, right? Once you oversaturate the market with anything, any sort of product, it's always going to decline. It's always going to fall because there's no demand for it. If you starve the market, then it's going to get, people are going to be like, oh my God, I need it, right? So if Marvel didn't oversaturate the market, maybe these movies would be doing what they were doing during Endgame and Infinity War. So again, a lot of people just they everything is based on emotion and like, oh, if you don't think it's going to make this amount, then you hate the movie. I don't hate the movie. I'm looking at the trends. Go on box office subreddit right now, and you'll see the same thing everybody's talking about. This movie is like looking kind of like, oh wow.
Remember they all thought Ant-Man was gonna, like, people thought, oh, Ant-Man's gonna make a lot of money because it's gonna introduce Kang, the multiverse villain. I'm like, and they advertised it was something the people they promoted like it was gonna be an Avenger scale like movie. No, it only made barely made 500 million.
It didn't even make 500 million.
No, yeah, it's like
it didn't even gross the first movie.
I think sometimes people are tired of Marvel's overhyped stuff.
Well, I think I really truly think now that we are seeing the decline.
Yeah,
because again, it's yeah. I mean, there's you can argue the quality, but now we have two movies, and I think it's going to keep going. It's not going to happen overnight. Like you're not going to see a Marvel movie all of a sudden make only 250 million, right?
Yeah, Anthony,
Marvel.
You're right.
That's not necessarily true though. If they spend more money on a movie, if this movie is 252 times now, right? They have to break even and then make some.
What's the budget for Ant-Man? It was like 200 million, wasn't it?
I don't know how much, but I'm gonna guess 200.
I'm gonna look it up. Budget was 200 million and only made 500 million.
And also too, you have to recognize, like, if a movie, I mean, this has always been the case. This has always been the rule of thumb. But a sequel, they don't make as much as the first movie. That's always been a thing, right?
I think what hurts Marvel, you're right. I think what hurts Marvel, they tend to overhype their movies, and most of the time, it's a letdown. It's been a letdown lately. Like at one point, it worked. I think in the multiverse, not the multiverse saga, but the the Infinity Saga, I think it did work because most of the movies were good, like good to great. If you think what you think, there's a lot of bad movies, but most of them were good. In this saga, they overhyped almost every single movie, and there's some
they
good ones and some
overhyped.
really bad ones.
They overhype so many movies. There's so many variables and factors because you go on Twitter, right? And you always see like there's people like, oh my God, like everything in Phase 4 was like amazing, and what are you talking about? And it's like there was a lot of problems in Phase 4 that were like collectively damaged the image of Marvel, right?
Yeah,
That's
and Feige kind of acknowledged it.
it's like 1,000 cuts, okay?
Yeah.
This is not like some like one thing is killing Marvel. No, it's like multiple different factors.
No.
And people just pretend, just
was
because they like it.
It was acknowledged by
Yeah.
Feige. Feige acknowledged it, remember? They
acknowledged it. I mean, they delayed movies too.
But streaming heard it because it's so much stuff. You didn't give people time to breathe. You can't. Yeah, and like if anybody thinks Guardians is gonna save Marvel, I don't know what they're thinking. Really, like
I don't know what anybody's thinking. This movie's not gonna save Marvel either.
No.
Right. I will bet Captain America is not going to do very well either. I don't know about the Marvels just yet, but I don't think Captain America is going to do very well.
Oh, the one thing about Captain Marvel is like you got a lot of hate watchers seeing it, and they're going to just shit on it.
Maybe or maybe not. I don't. We'll see. I mean, the Marvels.
You're gonna say if it doesn't make $1 billion, this movie it's all woke. It's because of Brie Larson. Because they're gonna compare it to the Miss Marvel movie, Captain Marvel movie.
Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Or they're gonna say it's gonna or Blinded. They're gonna Blinded. It could go both roads, right? They can say those people are gonna say, it didn't hit $1 billion because this movie is woke and it's all this and this. And then if it does make more money than Captain Marvel, they're gonna say it's not because of Brie Larson.
Right.
You're gonna find an excuse, right? Whether it makes more or less. You know, that's how they are. That's that's their mindset already. You know that. We know how they think.
Yeah.
They're not hard to think. They're simple-minded people that easily think. Like to know.
Yeah. I just think that the people who are denying fatigue, they just don't understand. Like this was always going to happen. This was going to happen no matter what. There were so many comic book movies. Yeah, all genres, all industries that are selling a product go through this, right? That's why I say the law of diminishing returns. That's not just shit we're making up, right? Like that's a well-known, established business theory, right? So, if Marvel is oversaturating themselves, people are going to get sick. They already got enough, right? Yeah, I think people want to move on, and it's fine if you like it, right? Like they're still gonna make these movies, right? But they're not probably gonna make as much as them. Like this is how I see things playing out, right? For the next 3 years, they'll be okay. They won't. I don't think there will be a lot of billion-dollar movies, right? There'll be like specific cases, right, with specific characters. But then after I think Secret Wars. I can't really see it going anywhere. Like the only time it'll be popular is when there's a popular character that everybody wants to see, right? But like not this whole cinematic universe trend with Marvel. And I think James Gunn should be concerned too.
Who's the most popular character in Phase 4 and besides Spider-Man?
Doctor Strange.
See, I like Doctor Strange, but that's a problem.
Thor, they shouldn't bring back Thor again. I think they probably won't. After Bob Iger's comment, I don't think they will do it. I mean, Thor Love and Thunder barely made more than Thor Ragnarok. Barely. People love a couple of million.
People love Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi is not exactly A-list kind of
hero. And I was saying this to someone on Reddit. Someone on Reddit was saying how they were like, how many popular, like, beloved characters are there in Phase 4, right? Besides Doctor Strange, Thor, and Spider-Man, right? And then some guy was like, I like Shang-Chi. But Shang-Chi's only been in one movie. He's not Iron Man. He's not Captain America. He's not the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have barely seen this character. We don't even know where he's going to appear next, right? He could appear in Avengers before we even get his own sequel. So that's a problem right there. Why are they introducing so many characters, and then they're making so many movies that the new characters, their sequels now been delayed by like 5 to 7 years. That's not a good way
Actually,
of
you're right.
building
Yeah.
a good character, right? So that is something they need to scale back on the projects, pick and
Mhm.
choose. Like after the Marvels, don't make a Marvels 3. Unless it's like super successful, don't make a Marvels 3. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like there's not enough room. If people don't like the character or it's not well received, just don't make another one. They don't need to, not every character needs a trilogy.
Yeah, agree. Not every character needs one. Eh. Or 4 movies, but like I guess Captain America is not like I know it's not a trilogy anymore, but I would call it the Rogers trilogy. The Steve Rogers trilogy. That's what I would call it.
Right.
The
The Sea
separating.
of Rock.
Yeah, the first Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. I call it the Steve Rogers
Right.
trilogy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, you could do things like that too. Like a character in
Mhm.
another movie continues their arc, but it's not their own movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's just too much. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems. I mean, with what's going on right now, and it's only just going to continue, right? Unless
Hmm.
like there's dramatic changes, which I'm sure there will be dramatic changes from this writer strike. But I also, the talking about this topic, right? This is going to be very interesting with this writer strike because Marvel is known for rewriting a lot
Constantly,
on production, right? So
constantly, yes.
so I'm wondering if this strike goes on for very long, what is going to happen to the 2024 Marvel movies? Are they going to be really bad?
Is Captain
Because
America on strike? Are they postponed? I don't know if I read anywhere. I don't know.
I think they're still shooting, but the writer can't be on set. He can't be
But
working,
the thing
right?
is, but here's the thing, Blinded. Remember, like I said earlier in the stream, and you know this. Everybody knows if they listen from the beginning. They could, they might not be able to shoot after June because if the
Right.
actors and directors go on strike, you can't film at all.
Yeah, they
You
can't
can't
film.
film. You can't film if you don't have writers, directors, or actors. They're the 3 main things, the 3 main ingredients for producers too.
Right.
But you still those 3 are more are most are the most important part of the core. Besides also producers, but 3 of the 4 things are part of the core. If you don't have those, especially the actors and directors, yeah, because you really don't. Let's be honest, you really don't need writers. You can make it up on the go. Really,
Yeah,
if you
but
think about
the thing is, you if during the strike, if that does happen, right, you get in trouble. You can't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
I know, Blind. I'm just saying. I'm just saying they could
Right.
do it,
But
but it's
I get
bad.
what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
House of Dragons doing that. Rings of Power is doing. I think that's stupid.
Well, I think
But
I think House of Dragons, their script is done. But listen. If they come out and like they say, "Oh, this Marvel movie script is done," don't believe that. Don't believe
I
that.
don't
Like
100%
you'd
believe
be
that.
too ignorant to believe that because first off, one that could mean multiple things. You can hand in a first draft and say it's done,
Yeah.
right?
So first
And
draft,
on top of
rough
that
draft.
too, if the movie is not, if they didn't wrap shoot and the
DC's
movie's
like that
not done
too.
editing, the movie's not done. No.
DC's like
This
that.
is a take. Let me say this. Let me say this before you go. Sorry, because I see Anthony said this in comment. Okay, do not believe when they say, "Oh, script is done." Okay,
No.
do not believe that. That is them saying like the pre-production, the script, like the bulk of it, the story we know, right? But they can easily rewrite. The script is not done, in my opinion, until the movie is out in
Anthony.
theaters. That's when the
Anthony.
movie's done.
Actors and actresses who worked on Marvel, they specifically said, "Can I use this? Can I use this line in the movie?" That's not even on paper.
Right. It's not on paper, or you know what? You know
Yeah.
what also too, the union says too, if you're in the editing room and you cut dialogue, that's you
Yeah.
editing the script.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they would say. They would say that's you editing the script.
And
So
you
then
got
they would have to
reshoots,
have the writer come in and oversee the editing.
and there's reshoot stuff. You got to write a new script for that. New stuff for new
Yeah,
lines for a reshoot.
or just on the if a dialogue is not working and the actor wants to change it, they can't change it. They're not
Yeah.
allowed to change it. They would get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's not like that's what I'm saying. Like It'd be too naive to believe them when they say a script is done. That means multiple different things, and it doesn't mean that the story is completely done. They could just shoot whatever, right? Because the thing on paper is not always going to translate. That's what people have to understand. Because I see that take everywhere on Twitter, and it's like, no, that's not how that works.
And you want to know something? We could share on CW shows. But you know, the CW shows, they continue filming the season while the season's going on.
Right.
Like this happens. Like, yeah, Marvel, DC's like that too. DC doesn't, they change the script going on, like constantly too with this during the,
yeah.
I mean, The Flash.
Most movies, I think,
do it.
They're going to, yeah. You're not gonna have 100% where like the script is like being followed to an exact T, because like I said, there may be a dialogue and the actor's like, I don't think that works, right?
And it'll be like that line just doesn't sound right or whatever.
Right. Or sometimes they would be like, you know what, we'll give this line to someone else.
Or
you can't do that too.
I think one of these actors, I don't think my character would say something like that.
Right. That's all. You have to consider that's all part of rewrites, right? Just because you're not physically writing it on paper or someone is typing away doesn't mean it's not a rewrite. Like I said, the editing example, you cutting a dialogue, that's editing the script. Even it's already shot, it's already done, the actor's already said it, you editing it and cutting it or changing it, manipulating it, that changes the way that it's being conveyed, right?
Vortex, the way they made the trailer, it seems like it's not. They made it seem like a gamer. I don't know. A gamer.
It's based on a true story.
It is based on a true story.
Yeah.
A gamer that becomes a race car driver, and Orlando Bloom's character, you know, is the architect behind, and David Harbour is the guy training a bunch of gamers who like racing cars to become actual race car drivers.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't mind the trailer.
The trailer did not look bad. It did not look bad. I'll say that. Like, you know, I didn't hate the trailer. It looked fine to me. It looked, you know.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Gran Turismo, so why not?
I mean, I was iffy. I'm like, a Gran Turismo movie. I'm like, what the hell are they going to do? A Gran Turismo movie? Then I heard about how they're going to do it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That could probably work. More based on a true story?
Oh, God.
Well,
but oh man,
but yeah, like House of Dragons going, they're continuing filming, Wings of Power filming, and some of the buyers are like, yeah, the scripts are not done. Like, are they? yeah, and usually right line, bro. Yeah, it's not good. So if House of Dragons season 2 is terrible, you probably know why.
Right, or any movie coming out within the next 2 years.
What happens if they do House of Season 2 without writers, and then the writer strikes ends, and the writers that originally were contracted to do that show come on set and be like, this doesn't work.
They're gonna have to fix it because they're gonna have a big problem then.
Do they want a headache?
The studio probably is gonna not want that headache now.
Yeah,
because that's gonna cost them money. They're gonna have to.
It's gonna cost them more money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? I know you hated The Witcher. I did. I like season 1 and 2. I hated the other show, the other one they had in December. I hated that. That one was terrible. The prequel stuff.
Oh, God.
That was terrible. That was bad. It was really bad. The prequel Witcher show was really, really bad.
Well, I'm sure, you know, like after the strike, and if things do get sorted out and some of their demands are fulfilled, because obviously not all their demands are going to be fulfilled, right? That's not how bargaining works. Yeah, so I mean, they'll like pick and choose, right? That's what.
If you know every bargaining agreement at the beginning, the demands are outrageous, usually, right?
Yeah.
Usually outrageous, and then as time goes on, they get more serious because
some of their demands are not that outrageous though. If you,
I know,
because
the studios don't care.
Yeah, the studios don't care, but you know, like I think some people don't realize what's going on. It's the fact that people are being underpaid, right? And I think, you know, there is a recession. I mean, yeah, there is technically a recession still going on. There's massive inflation, and in California, where this is also a thing I don't understand. And I want to find the answer to this is why are they all the studios just staying in California? Like, why don't they branch out and make other studio
or New
lots?
York, or New York,
or New York, right? Most of it is California, right? Because like
well, I know
California
I know they don't want to go to Florida. That's for sure.
right, but I mean, like they can come here. There's no studio operating in Toronto. There's no studio operating in Vancouver, right? Or in the UK, right? They come here, they
Chicago.
shoot on the lots, yeah. Or they may have like a couple of
Atlanta, maybe.
yeah, Atlanta. I
Chicago,
think Atlanta. No, probably Atlanta. Definitely Atlanta.
It's cheap. Yeah.
But like they should shut up shop elsewhere, right? Like everything has to be in California, and I think that contributes to the strike because it's like people can't live in California. It's way too expensive. It's super expensive. Like
Well, New York, same thing.
yeah, and
Toronto's
it's like
expensive too, man. You gotta remember.
yeah, Toronto is expensive as well. I know that, yeah. But I'm sure Toronto's not as expensive as California. Or in LA, the LA region of California, I should say. Right. I know Toronto's pretty bad. But,
I always say LA. I always say Toronto is LA and New York put into one. In terms of entertainment, because like LA is like the entertainment. Well, New York is also entertainment, but LA is the entertainment part. But they're not known for Broadway, right? LA is not known for that stuff. But they're known for like studios, all that, the entertainment side. And New York is known for entertainment, but that includes Broadway. But New York is also known as the financial city, the sector of
the financial Wall Street and stuff.
And Toronto is both. Toronto is the entertainment sector of Canada and also the financial sector of Canada.
Right. But like it's just really expensive to live.
Those two cities. There's two. LA and New York is
And some of these studios like again, these studio heads, they're okay. This is the part that makes no sense to me. They're making what kind of this is what I'm talking about though. What kind of company are these studios running where the head, someone like Bob Iger, the company is at an all-time low, they're having problems and all these different things, and yet he gets like a bonus? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? The same money he's taking and pocketing, they could be distributing it. They can use that for projects, but yet he's pocketing it. He doesn't need that bonus. He already gets paid a salary.
How about these celebrities and as part of these actors, actresses, and these writers take a little bit of a pay cut?
Well, it's not even just them. It's more so the studio heads, right? The studio heads are the one who are one distributing it, getting all this made. They're the ones who should take the cut.
They said it's like a recession, not for the studio heads.
Not for the studio heads. Yeah, all these people who are in power, they're the ones getting bonuses. Why are they getting bonuses when shit is low? There's an inflation, all this crazy shit happening. But Bob Iger, he can take fucking millions of dollars and put it in his fucking bank.
I wonder what Kevin Feige's getting.
Yeah, some of these executives, they need a cut. They need a cut. Stop taking bonuses. Let that money go elsewhere, right? Like holy. It's madness, serious. Yeah, what's up, George? Sorry about
that. That's okay. We talking about money?
Yeah, with the writer's strike.
Man, I tell you, like David Zaslav is going to Knicks games during the strike.
No.
Oh, that was a bad look. That was yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, and like they showed him on like TNT, which that's on my Time Warner.
Right. Oh my god. So he's in that basketball games getting bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very bad look.
This is one of the main reasons.
Yeah, they should get residuals. They should get residuals. These companies, I mean, there's horror stories of how there's a production that would cost $100 million and they have no heating where they're shooting. This shit costs $100 million and they don't have heating. Does that make sense?
No, that sounds just cheap.
That's because they're spending all this money on shit where it's like, why are like some of these people who really don't, like executives, getting a bulk of this money and the show can still fail. The show can still fail, but these executives are getting paid a premium, and then they can run to the bank when the shit bombs.
Mm-hmm. A lot of ways
Yeah,
are
it's
scared of
bad. AI is another thing too. That's going to be a big problem. I mean, they're going to probably get that outlawed, right? Like you probably can't copyright
There might
material from an AI,
there
right?
might be a bill passed about AI.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're gonna have to at this point.
the bill's probably going to be what I just said. Like you can't copyright. If you go and the AI makes a script from your prompt, you can't copyright that prompt or that script. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's already movies and shows that used AI.
I'll probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I-
And then they just fill in the blanks or something.
George to get Allen Iverson. AI.
Oh my goodness, Allen
No,
Iverson.
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? We should get Allen Iverson to direct a movie.
Oh.
We talking rehearsal?
Rehearsal.
You know, we had the practice rant. Now we're gonna get the rehearsal rant.
We filming. Netflix, yeah. Well, maybe that's why most of the stuff is shit.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix.
I guarantee you, I guarantee you, AI will make up shittier stuff than humans.
Netflix already uses algorithms to pick what show gets produced. So I wouldn't be surprised if they used it for creative stuff.
I guarantee you, AI stuff would be worse than our human mind. I guarantee if they ever did that.
A lot of this AI stuff, I think, is kind of scary once you kind of look at it. Because before it is kind of cool to like, oh, you make this prompt and it just shoots out this thing. But I think there's a lot of ramifications where a lot of people are not realizing. Because this is not like helping something, right? Like helping you improve work. This is you giving a machine to do the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, I think if all the movie studios just got rid of writers and they relied on AI, then you will see an even more decline because the AI is going to just sample what has already been produced, right?
Yeah.
It's not creating anything. It's just sampling and mixing and matching.
Yeah, George, what's
So
up,
that's
man?
a problem.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
No crazy kid stories today?
No.
No, man.
Good day?
It was all
I
right.
had a little rant earlier in the stream. Blind heard it.
I didn't hear
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Bob sucking Zack Snyder's dick. That's what Aaron said.
Yeah. Stupid Snyder
Verbatim,
fan.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You know what? At this point, it's dead. Move on.
No, because it's getting to a point where they're using the wire strike as one of their arguments too. They have no idea what they're talking about. It's Lion and George. It's not about how good or bad some of the writers are for their shows or movies. It's about fairness to them, not about how good or bad their stuff are. You gotta put that aside, right? You gotta put that aside. That's not, and you see, only stupid people. We talked about them yesterday a little bit, and then we see Ryan Kindle did the exact same thing on his video. Fucking have a clue. No shit. Pieces of shit. I'll say that.
If you know, you know.
People say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? They're all bad writers anyway." It's not about bad or good.
It's about paying people like more than like. Well, it's about paying people like more than what they've been getting paid for like the last like several years.
Yeah,
like treating them right, because you know what, they're the ones that are writing these scripts, these screenplays.
Well, they're working. Who cares if they're writing entertainment and it's not important? Whatever, it makes money. People deserve to get paid. They deserve to get paid what
they deserve a living
owed, right? And what they. But they deserve a living. But then on top of that too, they shouldn't be screwed out. If you make a script and it's super successful, you should still get a cut of that success. You contributed to it. That's how it should be.
Yeah, it's
And these studios are not doing that. If a show is super successful, these writers are not getting
if you know this,
residuals.
what do you think Succession was canceled?
No, Succession was going
Was
to
it
end
always?
at season 5. It was
What do you
always going
think?
to end at season.
What do you think some of these shows are being taken off some of these streaming services?
In Netflix's case, it's because they don't want to pay the actor or the writers and everybody. The longer it goes on, this is a standard
you.
with the
Thank
TV
you.
show. The longer it goes on, the more they're entitled to get paid.
Yeah,
So-
that's why and the writers know that. That's one of their things.
Right. That's why if you notice, a lot of shows now on streaming are all miniseries.
Yes.
Miniseries. That's the reason why. And also too, they have smaller on a show like The Flash, there's so many writers, right? On a show like Daredevil, there's only maybe like 10, right? Because they only have a couple of episodes to write. It's not like The Flash that has like 22 episodes, right?
Well, not Daredevil's having 18. That's
right,
a lot.
I know that's a lot, but I'm sure maybe they upped the writing room for Daredevil. Maybe
Well,
it's
there's
like
no writing room now.
20 people. I don't think it would be 20 people.
I don't think there's no writing room now.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
Like nothing. You don't hear anybody from the. Well, I heard some people on Twitter. There's some people that the showrunners, the writers' rooms from Cobra Kai. No, they're on Netflix.
Yeah,
they're on strike. I haven't heard anything from Marvel people yet.
Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's supposed to be on strike, so we're just supposed to take it as is, right?
Yeah. And I forgot who was it. Who was it? Which writer was in the writers' meeting for like one day, and then the next day was a strike. I forgot who was. What show it was the writer for? I forget.
I'm not sure, but I know
Yellow Jacket. I think it was for Yellow Jacket.
Oh, Yellow Jacket. But Tom King said that he was writing on a script and he can't work on it now. He said it was his dream script. Yeah.
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 So technically, they can't work at home. They can't work at home, but because technically you'd be working for the studio still if you do write it. Because it's not your script. It's their script. Yeah, it becomes their script, right?
Right.
But
like if you can write from my understanding, you can write something that was not submitted, right?
Okay.
If it's been submitted and it's already been approved, you can't work on it at all.
Oh.
Because you'd be technically getting paid for your work.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So even if it's like, oh, I love the script and I want to work on it, you can't. You shouldn't be. You should just put it to the side and wait because you would get paid, right? Why would you now do it for free, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. That's right, Degrassi. You're 100% right. Yeah. That's why Netflix is doing that.
Right. The more residuals, but it's not just that too.
No,
you have to also factor in the fact that even once they cancel a show, that show will still bring in viewers, right?
Yes.
Even though it's been canceled, I'm sure people are still going to go to Netflix once, or they're still going to watch Stranger Things on Netflix when the show is done, right? As an example.
Some people go back to watch, and yeah, they do.
So they should also be getting a cut of that too. If the show was popular after it ended, why wouldn't they get money? Right? So there's all these, and the thing is, right, they're gonna the studios would be like, oh well, it's only gonna be like dimes and cents, right? Like once they calculate it all. But still, it's like, so what? You basically are gonna just take that money then and just put it in your pocket and walk away? Because it's like, oh, we can't divide it because then you're going to get nothing. It's like,
Directors are bound by DGA, which does expire soon too, right? Next month, that expires.
Right.
And a lot of them are writers. A lot of directors were writers, or still are, some of them.
Right.
And yeah, they have to cost with the WG or face penalties. Okay.
Right.
And like the grass you were discussing, what's House of Dragon going to do when the writers and actors go on strike? Now, this is just America, right? But this is This is Directors Guild of America, right?
It is America, but they said that if you are part of the other unions, like if you're part of
like a British
Canada,
actor,
Yeah, you can get in trouble if you're
Okay.
if you're
If-
like let's say
Because
like
they're
I was in the
American
Canadian
studios, right? They're
Union,
American studios.
right? If I was in the Canadian Union and then I went to work on an American production, then
Yeah,
the
because most of them,
WGA would bar me from
so
ever. They would blacklist me.
because they're American studios. Is that the reason?
Well, the American studio, they're on strike, right? So if I'm not part of their union, I
Yeah.
can't now just come and work for them. That's being a scab, right? Even though I'm not part of it, it's just kind of shitty, right?
Oh, I'm sure this is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I know Degrassi has some friend buddies there for they're writers. I know he's cheering for them. He's hoping for them the best.
Now they deserve it. Who cares if you don't like all the
Mhm.
shows being made? Who cares?
It's
People
not
still
about
deserve a
that. It's
living.
never about that, right? It's about
Right.
being paid, like, at least with a living wage. Because I'm hearing what people are saying on Twitter that some writers they can't even afford rent or like food. That's
Right.
like seriously. And you write for these successful shows that employ millionaires and that work for
Right.
billionaires, and they can't just give them at least a decent living wage. They're not asking for what these actors are getting, right? Most actors don't get into millions actually for these streaming shows. They actually get into six
Right.
figures. They don't get to millions, really, but it adds up to
They
millions.
probably get a bulk of money. Right?
Yeah. It's
So a lot of
per
these writers
episode.
live off of bulk of money
Yeah.
too. Like if they get a big job, they'll get paid, and then they have to live off that money, right? That's why the residuals are so important, right?
Mhm.
Because people be seeing like, oh my god, they got like six figures, and why are you complaining, right? But it's like that six figures is
They don't make
probably
six figures. Most of them don't. The top
well,
buyers,
if they
maybe.
do, I'm saying if they do make six figures, you have to realize that that money is also going to be a bulk of money that they may be living on for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Right? Like they may not actually work again. That's how
Yeah.
it is, right? It's not a normal job where you're working constantly. You get
Over and
picked
over.
up. Right.
Yeah.
So
And plus, writers too have agents, have lawyers. They have people they have to pay that represent them.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah, like they have.
Well, the thing is, most of them don't. That's why they need the
Yeah,
union's
'cause
help.
they can't
Because
afford
the
them.
union, right? The union is supposed to be
Yeah.
working on your behalf. Sometimes
Yeah.
they do, sometimes they don't. But they're
Jeremy Renner, I think he's
still
still recovering. That's it, I guess. He's
right.
doing well, it seems. I see him on
It
Instagram.
seems like he's doing better.
That's all I know. I can't give you a real update. But
mean-
yeah. Now, like Jimmy Fallon got called out. Now he's gonna pay his writers for like 2 weeks or something, 2 or 3 weeks. But he got called out.
The thing is, he
got caught lying.
he didn't get caught lying. I don't that was kind of not true. That's what people were framing on Twitter.
Oh, really?
But this was already set up beforehand. He didn't. There wasn't a statement on it, so people just assumed he was lying.
Look, 30%. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. If you make six figures, which is it's $100,000. That's 30,000.
Right.
Right? That's a lot. See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Athletes are richer than actors and actresses. Okay. Athletes are richer.
Yo, athletes get paid like a lot. Like some of these contracts that basketball players have are crazy.
No, it's nothing compared to soccer players though, in the world.
But compared to like Hollywood, like NBA players, like here's the thing, like Michael Jordan, like back in the 90s, like he was like basically paid the way like Hollywood actors are paid today.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was underpaid compared to today's standards.
Scottie
like, Michael
Pippen.
Jordan, Scottie Pippen, he was like like Steve Kerr, I think made more money than Scottie Pippen. Like that's how underpaid Scottie Pippen was. The Chicago Bulls were like the WB basketball teams back in the 90s because they were cheapskates.
And the Bulls were so good when Jordan wasn't there, when Pippen was leading, and they were still really good. Like he deserved to get paid.
Yeah, so like and you gotta remember, like it wasn't that long ago we had an NBA lockout.
No, 2011 I think, or 2010.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, and the players are getting ridiculously much. Plus, they're getting like 40, 50 million a year, or like now they might get up to 60. I forget who, but they wouldn't be surprised if somebody is making 100 million annually a year, plus endorsements, plus bonuses. Because in your contracts, you get bonuses if you like achieve a certain accolade.
Right.
If you be MVP, if you win a championship, if you get this, if you achieve a goal, right, you may get a bonus, right? And NBA athletes, not just NBA athletes, sports athletes, they don't just get a regular base salary plus bonus, but a lot of them get endorsements and sponsorships, right? They make a lot more than actresses. Okay, there's not a lot of actors. There's not many actors that are actually billionaires. I don't know if there's even one, but there's few athletes that are billionaires.
Right.
I think Tiger Woods is one. I think Michael Jordan might be a billionaire.
Well, I mean, because you gotta remember, he's got like his endorsements. He owns an NBA team.
I think LeBron James is. I think he might be billionaire now.
Yo, I mean, LeBron, like, I mean, he's still playing. He's still getting his salary from the Lakers. Like, he's got endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Because he's also in Hollywood, so he gets money from Hollywood as well. Because he's got a production company.
Yeah.
Like when you like a lot of these athletes are stretching their brand. Yo, if Kobe Bryant were still alive, like, he was gonna like get into Hollywood and stuff. Like he would
probably in LA, yeah, definitely.
He would definitely be a billionaire at some point in his life if he were still alive.
Look at Shaq, man. He's probably getting paid a lot on TNT, but he's taking every endorsement, like every commercial.
Dude, Shaq's like on every commercial.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
It's crazy.
You seen Blinder? You see Shaq everywhere on our TVs, right? In Canada. Does he have a Canadian commercial?
Can't avoid Shaq.
You think?
That's insane.
Does he do a commercial for like a Canadian company, like Subway or something? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I've seen quite a few Shaq.
But soccer players get played so much, though, much more than any other athlete in the world. It's crazy how much soccer players get played.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, well, I know Warriors adapt, right?
This strike's gonna go on longer than the other one, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think Arkham's the only one. I like Arkham, but he's the only one that's optimistic.
Well, the thing is, it's like,
I love you, Arkham.
You gotta remember the 2007-2008 one, like that didn't involve streaming, or like, because like we didn't really have streaming.
Streaming wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, so like now you've got streaming involved, and like it's just gonna. I feel like this is gonna get ugly before it gets better. It's gonna go on longer than 4 months.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're almost in the summer months, so.
Oh yeah, you might hear some cancellations. I would not be surprised.
I know a lot of people are talking about, well, a lot of people like handed in their screenplays, but that thing is, it's like a lot of those screenplays that were handed in before the deadline are also first drafts. Yeah. And during filming, those first drafts usually get updated.
It's like going to school. When you write a rough copy of something, you get your teacher to look at it, and they make edits, or they say stuff like that, right?
Well, yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, like you shouldn't be making a movie off of first draft, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now I know there's some movies that were able to get done filming, or like got enough of their script done where they were starting to film before the strike happened. Like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is one of them.
No, that already wrapped shooting.
Oh, the movie.
That wrapped shooting. So there's some movies that are going to be fine as long as they wrapped up shooting or whatever.
I think most of the movies this year. I think most of the movies this year might be fine. This year, it's 2024.
But you have to remember, in the editing, if you're changing things significant, if you're cutting dialogue, that is rewriting.
Yeah.
So if they're not done editing, which I assume they're not, they're still in
my problem is my issue with movies going forward after, not my problem, but it's really a thing. The movies after June, if the writers and the directors officially go on strike, right? You may not get any promotion for any movies at all or TV shows.
Right. I think that might.
Right.
That's probably gonna happen.
Obviously, because the late night shows can't promote this stuff because they'll be not airing. Saturday Night Live can't.
Right. Yeah, they're just gonna play.
There might not be any premieres.
Right.
And movies might suffer because of that, because of lack of promoting, lack of advertising, marketing.
Right. And then when the movies do come out, you're gonna get a swarm of potentially bad movies or bad shows.
And you're gonna see people, oh, the box office bombed. These movies bombed the box office. I'd be like, yeah, but there was like nothing. There was no marketing engine behind it because of the strike of the
What?
potential
I,
groups joining in.
I'm more curious now about Marvel. That is going to be a lot more interesting because
Secret
their
Invasion.
process is not the same. Like next
Secret
year,
Invasion might be safe though, right? Because Secret Invasion might
yeah,
get some
that's
promoting.
already done. That's already done.
But it's Loki and Ironheart and maybe the Marvels that might
Well,
be
even those, I think they're so far along in development. The ones that are going to be a lot
promoting
more
wise. I
interesting,
think they're not safe.
right? But writing wise, I mean, well, the thing is, if they were changing the Marvels right up until the date, then that's going to be a problem, right? But like
I think
Captain America, Daredevil,
I think
those
they
are
did
going to
do
be
reshoots.
interesting.
I think they did do reshoots for the Marvels.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't do ADR, no dubbing.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
interesting.
Well, I gotta be right back. I gotta go to the take a little.
Right.
Yeah.
Be right back, guys. You can continue to talk.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Degrassi's comments. An hour-long episode by a single writer may fetch. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that. And when that same episode goes to streaming, they'll be lucky to collect 1,000. That's pretty bad. No punch-ups. Yeah, no liners, no writers on set. Yep, that's what I heard. Yep. And they change anything, they can get called out. This is what I mean. I'm like, what? If anything is going to accelerate, because we gotta, I keep talking about Marvel. We're gonna have to talk about Marvel. If there's anything that's going to accelerate Marvel's decline, it's going to be this strike. It's going to be this writing strike because we all know Marvel is not, they have a lot of problems with the scripts.
Well, I mean, like if you look at the last writer strike, like if you look at some of the movies that were greatly affected, like Quantum of Solace, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, Transformers: Revenge of Fallen, like those were like bad movies.
Right.
Like I know some people like Quantum of Solace. I don't. Like that movie should have been a hell of a lot better because Casino Royale was a phenomenal film. And then you get Skyfall, which was also a great film. So like you look at like how some of these movies were like written. And the thing is you don't also because obviously there was that, like I said, there's the deadline. You don't want to rush the scripts either, because you look at a film like Revenge of the Fallen. I always bring this up. That was written in 3 weeks. That was like less than like Suicide Squad 2016, which was a disaster.
Right.
So like you wrote that script in 3 weeks just to meet the freaking deadline.
They should have moved the movie.
They should have moved the movie. And the thing is, if there's one positive, like, it could be the fact that we've gotten used to delaying movies to make them better. So maybe like we'll see some studios like have like the guts to delay certain projects that need to be delayed.
Right. I mean, just look at the video game industry now. Everything is being delayed over and
9
over.
days, blinded 9 days.
Oh man, 9 days.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, all these things get delayed. All these. I mean, I have no problem with delays because a delay could mean a bad game or a bad movie, but usually I think it's for the better, right?
Well, you see, yeah, you're right. A delay could be a bad game, but I like it. I like it when video game studios delay a game because they know the game is not ready. They want to polish it up. You got like Redfall. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, Redfall is a epic disaster. What's going on right now?
Yeah,
and I saw the writing on the wall.
You're a fan of Cyberpunk. Do you think Cyberpunk should have been delayed a little bit?
Cyberpunk. I said this. I like the game, but the game, based on all the cut content, all the features, all the stuff that is missing, this game really, if it came out in 2020, it should have been coming out in 2023. That's how far out they should have delayed the game. The game was never supposed to come out 2020. That's crazy.
These studios do it on purpose, man. They do it on purpose.
Yeah, they want to collect their bonuses. They want to collect their money, and
and
it's and you know what? Like, why? What I don't
season
understand is
passes, all that.
why is there no repercussions when they put out a bomb? Why are the heads getting
This-
bonuses?
I
That
told
makes no sense.
I told when I bought Battlefront 1, right? I forgot what year was it, 2017, I think it came out, the first Battlefront. You know,
The
it wasn't
first
a
Battlefront
bad
2015,
2015. It wasn't a
the EA
bad
one,
game. It wasn't a bad game, but that game lacked content, okay?
right?
And that content, I told the guy, you have to pay $50 for like a season pass.
Yeah,
No,
the season pass,
I'm like, might as well just make it $120 the game.
right?
Like,
Yeah, because
seriously.
there was, and even the season pass was kind of,
Yeah.
you know, because yeah, I did buy the
And
season pass when it was on
and they
sale.
they do that on purpose.
Right.
Lack of content. Get the season pass to get more stuff. Fuck.
Yeah, it is I'm these companies, man, like I just don't understand what is going on.
Yeah.
Why they think it's like acceptable that they can just pocket the money from bonuses and put out a shitty product, and there's no they face no repercussion. Who is there to fucking um discipline them when they fail at their job? It seems like there's nothing, right? Because they just continually take the money, and everybody at the bottom has to suffer instead of it being like, no, we all suffer, right? If you're part of my company, I employ you, the top should be suffering too, right?
Yeah.
That's what it should be, but they're not doing that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know my. Let's talk pop shows. Will probably still be some entertainment stuff, but
Right.
there may be.
Probably games. I mean, there's still games.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what I found out? Apparent. I don't know how deep this is, but if a game is based on a movie, uh, and the writing of that game may suffer.
Oh, really? Because it might be part of
Yeah,
Oh,
it can't be something like, I'm sure again, like
okay.
if it's obviously Mario, if they're writing a Mario game, that's gonna be okay, right? Because it was a game that became a movie, right? But if it's a movie
Vice
becoming
versa.
into a game, I
Yeah.
think they might have some potential issue, yeah. Where
Okay.
where because the rights are owned by the studio. I don't know how murky that is, but that's what I heard. I thought that was interesting. Because I'm sure, like, not everything is going to be affected. Like, some people don't understand. It's like, this is the union for Hollywood, right? It's dealing with the studios and the American system, right? Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount, Universal, all of those companies, right? So
hmm
if they're studios outside of the American system, they're not really affected by that, but there aren't really any big ones, right? They're all American, so they're all affected.
Bless you,
So
man.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure we're going to continue talking about the strike if there's any updates, anything that's going on,
Right.
because there will be, obviously. We'll see. There's still going to be some entertainment news. It's not strike related. There's still going to be stuff because we still got stuff that's coming out. It's going to come out, and whether it's on TV, streaming, regular cable, or movies, we got that to keep us entertained on this show. But also, we're going to move on to some other stuff because this is a good hour conversation about this. I think this is very important because we know how labor and unions work, how important they are to people's livelihood. They're for
Right.
basically being treated fairly. That's
Right.
it. That's it. That's what
Yeah,
unions are great for.
yeah, you need all these people like below the line. I mean, obviously, some people above the line, they should all be treated the same, in my opinion. I don't see
hmm
why there needs to be any sort of
And
exceptions.
the people at the top, because in these unions, there's people that are making more money than the other people, right? They should always
Right.
support the people at the top. Should always support the little people, and we're seeing that with some celebrities. They're
Right.
right. they're doing that.
Well,
'Cause-
I mean, look at there's not a lot of them, but there are still a few people who worked their way up. Bob Iger
Yeah.
was one of them.
yeah,
So Bob Iger should know, right? Like Bob Iger shouldn't just because now he's got all
Well, he's
this
just
money
not-
doesn't mean yeah. That's what they do. That's what they like to do, and I don't think that's really fair, right?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to the top,
You,
you should respect
You-
other people, right?
yeah. The people from the top should always support the people at the bottom. That's what makes a
Right.
strong union. A good,
Right. I mean, that's gonna help to structure the company and society, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, I don't see why not.
because they usually have a more important voice at the top. Like, what they say has more influence usually.
Right.
Usually. Let's move on to some actual fun entertainment news. So, Dune Trailer 2 was released today. That movie comes out November 3rd of this year, 2023. We got Timothée Chalamet coming back. Zendaya's back. We got Austin Butler. We got Florence Pugh. Rebecca Ferguson.
Right.
I think Josh Brolin's back. Batista's back. So, have you seen the trailer? I don't know if you've seen it, but have you?
No,
I have
yeah,
seen-
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
I have seen the trailer. It was
Yeah, you
very
guys
good
can
trailer.
talk. You can talk. We can talk about. You can.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Blind. What are your thoughts? Did you like the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do like the first movie. Yes.
Yeah, I liked it too. I admit, look, I don't know much about Dune. Like, I'm not like I never read the books. I never seen the original movie. I think there was original movies back in.
Yes, the David.
I never
Lynch
seen
movie.
them, but I
There's
like the
also
movie.
a TV show too.
Yeah, so I never seen. I think I don't like I said. I'm naked towards Dune before the first movie. That's the only time
Right.
I put on clothing for that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's such a bad analogy.
man.
I know only me can say something like that. But yeah, I like the movie. It's look, it's slow, obviously, right? But I don't mind slow because
Right.
I think the story was good and the action was important when it needed to. It was, and you know what? It was fine for me, and it got nominated for a bunch of awards at the Oscars. It's fine for what it is. I know there's some people who probably didn't like the first Dune movie or probably won't like this movie. I know there's some people because I talked to them. I know George, you talked to them. I know Blind and you probably met them too. Because some people don't like slow movies, right? Some people
Right.
don't. There's people like that. I have no problem with slow or fast movies as long as the story and action is good. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. Yeah. So Blind, tell me your thoughts about the trailer if you want to go as much as you want.
I mean, I thought the thing is, it's kind of like hard to talk about the movie just because it is a continuation. It's not like, oh, this is like
Part two.
entirely different visually, and yeah, it's continuing where it left off, right? Like exactly
Yeah.
where it left off. So it's like we kind of know, like aesthetically, it looks the same, right? Like I wouldn't expect it to not look the same, right? But yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. They showed us a little bit of him, Paul taming. I forget what the worm is called, but
Yeah. Well, we know he's gonna write it. He does kind of. They
Right.
showed him he's gonna write the worm. Yeah. What were they getting in the first movie? Wheat or something like that.
spice.
Spice. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things about the Dune universe.
Yeah. I don't know much about it, so.
We still didn't get that TV show on HBO Max. I don't know what happened to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember it was supposed to be something like that.
Yeah, it's been taking quite some time.
George, I suggest you check it out when you can, or you can watch it on here and mute yourself and watch it on here on YouTube and
I'll wait until
okay,
after.
because we'll be
But no, even without watching the trailer, I'm still excited for the film.
Right.
I think Denis Villeneuve's a phenomenal filmmaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. I agree there. Yeah, he's a very good filmmaker. Yeah. Yeah. To me, Dune was the best movie of Warner Brothers in 2021. Look, I like Suicide Squad, but I think Dune was the best Warner Brothers movie in 2021. And
Yeah, I agree with that. It was a pretty good movie. I think my only problem with it was I think they should have cut out that, I want to say it was like 20 minutes at the ending and just saved it for the next
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah,
Because
we got
it
Harvard
did feel
version.
out of place. It felt a little out of place. Like it almost
Yeah.
felt like it was turning into another movie. Where you're like, okay, this could have. It felt like you could have kept going on for another hour, right? Which we all know, obviously, because the story keeps going.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's a lot of obviously things that weren't answered, but now they're going to be answered in this movie, right? Like what happened to Josh Brolin's character, that's obviously important. You know, a bunch of other things, right? So obviously the
So
Zendaya, like Zendaya's barely in the first movie, right?
yeah, she's like for like 10 minutes the whole thing, but she'll be
She's
more
like
in this.
she's like briefly in like dream sequences until like
Right,
the
which
end.
is
Yeah.
important.
Well, she's gonna be
But
featured in this. She's very important in this one, right? Like she be have more of a impactful role in this, obviously, because that's her character. Like she's a love
right,
interest.
right. She's basically his queen, right? She's an important character.
I like
Um,
so apparently Star Wars Visions, the animated series, has
well, is that
100%.
tomorrow?
Yeah, apparently it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 11 reviews.
Hmm,
I never
that's
watched
interesting.
Visions, honestly.
I only watched like the ones I thought were visually interesting
George, you
because they
watched
are
it?
kind of cool.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we could talk about because we don't want. Maybe I should watch it. I think,
I mean, you should check it out. I'm gonna check it out and see which ones like catch my eye because I didn't watch all of them.
Well, Momoa survived because I'm pretty sure Momoa died in Dune 1.
Yeah, he does die. I
Unless he's in
think
like a
his character.
flash.
What?
He's. I think he's definitely going to have to be in a flashback because I think there is some significance
What,
to the vision.
what was his name again? What was
Duncan,
Duncan
Duncan? I
Idaho.
love that name. I actually kind of
right?
love that name. I don't know.
Duncan.
I'm Duncan.
No man.
uh, what else is there? Yeah, I'm looking at discussion film. Okay. Oh my gosh! So
What was
this
that?
is my this. What do you think of this? So I just look at this now. The Russo brothers say they had some
Oh,
early
I think I
talks
saw that.
directing about Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie. Now look, I think that could work because he'd be under the tutelage of Kevin Feige. They need to be. I think a Star Wars movie with Russos could work because of Kevin Feige. There, that's it.
I mean, I'm just sort of like skeptical of the Russo brothers, as you know. Like, I need to see something that's not franchise related from them that's actually good because it
Mhm.
feels like they really haven't stepped up their game after the Avengers movies.
Yeah, that's true. They have not been.
It's like they're like the Tom Holland of directors. It's like outside of Marvel, what else do they have?
Nothing
Mhm.
really.
Like
You see it though, like they have that new Amazon series, but is
it's
that
like,
good?
look, I love their 4 Marvel movies that they made, but it's like outside of that, like
They were
I'm not gonna
hyping
probably
up. They were
watch
hyping up
anything
that
else.
Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans movie on Netflix, The
Right.
Gray Man, whatever it's called.
That
That
was
did not.
right.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like Chris Evans post Marvel career has not done well.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
like actors, if we're being
That's
honest.
true. That's true.
I mean, like, what I know Robert Downey Jr. has Oppenheimer coming out, but like, what was his first movie after Endgame? Doolittle.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
that was
terrible.
terrible.
That was. I mean, I think Oppenheimer will be a good movie, but it's like, but before that though, like he didn't really have anything.
That
Oh,
was
by the way,
bad.
speaking of Oppenheimer, uh, man, John Campea said that movie's gonna make $1 billion.
No, it's not.
Is he smoking something?
Look, this is. I'm just gonna say this because I keep seeing a lot of people saying Guardians is gonna make $1 billion, The Flash is gonna
Oh,
make $1
Blind is
billion.
basically
Now
yeah,
Oppenheimer.
was
Listen,
against that.
no matter how great a movie turns out or how excited you are for a movie, that doesn't mean it's gonna be $1 billion.
Oppenheimer
been-
comes out this. Does it come the same day as Barbie?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm telling you,
It's
Barbie's gonna. I'm saying this hot take right here. Barbie's gonna cut into that.
you know what? I can
Probably
see that
will. But the thing is, Oppenheimer, like Christopher Nolan movies do well, except obviously Tenet. But
They don't make
Oppenheimer is not an action movie. It's a biopic.
like.
Why would it make $1 billion?
Here's the thing. Outside of like The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, no other Nolan film made $1 billion.
Right.
I think that the next two that were the highest grossing were Inception and Interstellar. And those were like $800-700 million.
Dunkirk did pretty good for a war movie, but I don't think
like
hold on, let me see the box office because I forget.
like those movies made a lot.
No, I actually did pretty good. 527 million.
Like maybe I think Oppenheimer will do well, but it's not going to do $1 billion. Like the thing is, people need to understand that if a movie doesn't make $1 billion, that's not the end of the world. That doesn't mean the movie's bad. There have been great movies that have not made $1 billion. Some of the best Marvel movies didn't make $1 billion.
Right. But in my opinion, if Dunkirk made 527, Oppenheimer, I'll put it lower than Tenet. Unless that movie has like crazy action, I really doubt that. The subject material is dark.
I can't see action in Oppenheimer. It's not the
type. The thing is, it's a 3-hour movie, so it's like how many people are willing to go see a 3-hour movie that's not a blockbuster?
Right, and but also too, the subject matter is way too dark. I don't think people would want to sit down in a movie that's not an action movie.
It is a little bit controversial, the subject matter. Yes.
Yeah. It's dark. It's the guy who invented
the atom bomb.
The atom bomb, right? Like, and it's only been used once in our history, right? So
twice
like, to kill someone, right? Yeah, twice. But you get my point.
City, but I get your point,
right?
Yeah. Basically, two
right.
cities,
So yeah, I think that's kind of, there's a lot of outlandish like predictions. I get their predictions, but like I'm like Oppenheimer, like out of all the movies, like Mission Impossible is going to eat at that movie too. Mission Impossible, I think, is going to be
here's the thing,
more potential of a billion.
Based on a Top Gun Maverick and successor Tom Cruise. I know the word of mouth really helped Top Gun. There's a chance Mission Impossible, maybe billion, maybe.
I say maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I think it's still going to do very well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, between Top Gun Maverick and a lot of people like the last 3 Mission Impossible movies a lot, and critics did as well. I think that movie will probably make a lot of money.
Yes.
I think it's going to make a lot of money. Yes.
Like, here's the thing. Like, that's probably going to be one of the best movies of the summer, in my opinion.
And they have basically all of July and October. Like, August. Right.
Well, the thing is, when Disney delayed the Marvels, I think it opened the door for Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
because you don't.
I still think Mission Impossible would have steamrolled the Marvels. I think that would have happened.
It probably would have happened, but now I think more people, because there's really not much else like in that month. Like, more people are gonna probably go back to rewatch it because there's gonna be really nothing else to go see.
I don't know anybody in my personal life who would pick the Marvels, male and female, would pick the Marvels over Mission Impossible. I don't know anybody. I really think that movie would have gotten steamrolled. They were actually kind of lucky they moved that, because I
think it's gonna get hurt in November as well.
Who's in November?
I think so too. I think it'll
Dune and Hunger Games.
Yeah, Dune and Hunger Games, but I think it might make a little bit more than Guardians, but it won't come close to the.
I think here's the thing. I think Marvels will do better in Hunger Games.
Potentially, I can see that.
Dune is the wild card there. Dune. The problem with Dune, if it's 3 hours, because Dune one was pretty long. If it's 3 hours, that might hurt the box office a bit. But I don't know how much Marvels is going to be. Marvels might be 2 hours because Disney is usually back and forth. Sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's 2.5 hours.
If the Marvels get slammed, I don't think it's going to do well.
Oh yeah,
I think that movie has a high potential to get slammed.
Well, listen,
by critics.
If
critics, not the Phantom Menace.
If the Marvels get slammed and Hunger Games gets a good word of mouth, I can also see Hunger Games doing better.
Yeah, probably.
It depends on the word of mouth, because the thing is, it's like Hunger Games movies did get good reviews. It's just like the last two got more of a mixed response from critics, but like the first two got very good reviews. And since like they're not splitting this one, like I think the potential for it to be better is higher.
Mhm.
Right.
But to be fair, I didn't even like the last book. So even if it was like one movie, there was a good chance I probably wouldn't have cared that much about it.
Right.
But like even Dune, because I think Dune's gonna do probably very well with IMAX screenings. Again, Dune's a wild card, but I think that's gonna be the one that's probably gonna be the best received in that month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some other topics. Well, we'll get to this. Bugs Bunny is getting a live action movie.
You know what's crazy? How come I forgot to bring this up? How come like there was that one day I was saying stuff. I was like, oh, Pedro Pascal in the Gladiator 2, and then the next day he's in Gladiator 2.
And
I
the
was
Bugs
like,
Bunny, yes.
and then the Bugs Bunny thing too. It's like, what the hell is going on? Where we were talking about Looney Tunes, and I'm like, oh, are they making more Looney Tunes movies? What the hell? Like someone is listening in. Like this is so bizarre.
Yeah, this is not like the I don't know how many times because that was not the first, that was not the second, that was certainly not the third time that happened.
Yeah, just like what the hell is going on? But that Pedro Pascal one did freak me out because you can go back. So we're gonna have to find the clip where I thought Aaron said Pedro Pascal is in the Gladiator, and he laughs. He's like, no, Paul. What's the other guy's name?
Mescal,
right? And then the next day they announced it. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what the?
Yeah, I remember Bugs Bunny. We were talking about the Wile E. Coyote movie versus Acme.
Right.
And then that was like Saturday. Then that was like that was Sunday because I decided to move the stream to Sunday. And then 2-3 days later, that was like a Bugs Bunny live action movie.
That's just, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my.
Just weird.
I hope they have like a live action Albert Fudd and like Yosemite Sam. Like Daffy Duck.
Oh my god.
Michael Jordan makes a cameo.
No, man.
Wait, it's Warner Brothers movie. They have a Shaq in it. Shaq works for Warner Brothers, right?
Yo, get Shaq in there and be like, why did I ever get a Space Jam movie?
Space Jam 3 starring Shaq.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe it. Oh my god, this is amazing though. Like, I'm curious.
Bizarre.
I'm curious. It is really bizarre. It's like the Looney Tunes are classic. They're classic, man.
Right.
That's what Looney Tunes is what makes Warner Brothers. Okay, not DC, not the other stuff DC has. Looney Tunes.
I'm a Warner Brother. I remember, like, I'm a Warner Brothers kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was
So-
like a thing.
So I have a
Warner Brothers
question.
Kids Club.
So
Like
this
at
movie's
Six
called-
Flags.
This movie's called Coyote versus Acme. But if you notice, Coyote buys all his stuff of Acme. Dude, this Acme purposely sabotaged their merchandise, their stuff when they sell it to Coyote, just screw them over. What else would be against them?
You know what? They should do like a pure like Looney Tunes cartoon multiverse where like Looney Tunes team up with like Scooby Doo and like other popular cartoons.
Really? You remember Tiny Toons?
Degrassi was saying that the other night.
Yeah. Oh, congrats.
Yeah, I'm looking out.
Markham, if you're listening. That's pretty funny. Okay, what else is there? Okay. Bob Delaney, the actor who plays Peter in Deadpool, is returning for Deadpool 3.
Yeah, we kind of knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I think basically the whole cast is coming back.
Not TJ Miller, probably.
Oh, except him, yeah. Except what's his Weasel, right?
Yeah, Weasel.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was rewatching like the first Deadpool like the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I love this movie," but it's like T.J. Miller, just something about his character that like I just don't care about. Like I love the
Yeah.
first Deadpool films, but I just
Me-
don't care about his character.
TJ Miller gives me. I
Yeah.
know, and he always gave me. Always like you know, how Seth Rogen always makes that joke. He's high and stuff. TJ Miller gives me that impression even on film. Like every scene he does on film, or in Silicon Valley, he always looks high.
Oh my god.
Isn't
He,
does
he
always
really, you know what's interesting? He really got canceled. Like he's not
Yeah.
even trying to make a comeback. That's crazy. Just got
Yeah.
booted out.
It's like here's the thing. No, and the thing is, no one's even like complaining about his character not
James
returning.
Franco's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everyone's excited that Dopinder is returning. That the lady that played the blind lady is returning.
Right.
Mhm.
The
Blind
guy
Owl.
that's playing Colossus is
Terry Crews
returning.
apparently is returning, right? But doesn't his character die? I guess.
Really?
Well,
His
it's a
character's dead.
it's a multi. It's a good chance it's going to be a multiverse film.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
anything, they're probably going to bring back like other people, like probably in a universe where those characters.
Or Colossus is back. Yeah, Colossus and what's the other girl? What's the girl's name?
Negasonic Teenage
Warhead.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
They could bring back Gina Carano.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine? And Deadpool makes a joke saying, "Wait a minute, weren't you canceled?"
Well, there's a oh my.
Or like they address like why she's not in there. It's like, sorry,
man.
we're not allowed to say her name. She was canceled out of universe.
Oh my god. But I think there's a rumor suggesting that Bob from Hydra, I forget what it is, but it's Bob, you know, and he's a Hydra.
I know you're
agent.
talking about. Yeah,
Well, what is it? Is it Bob? From,
it is Bob.
I know it's just Bob, but I thought it was like Bob and then something else.
I don't know. I know you're talking about though. I know
Bob, the Hydra agent. That was it. I thought it was like Bob from Hydra.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bob-
it's just Bob,
Bob
the
Joker.
agent of Hydra. That's it. Yeah.
They should bring. Oh, is Bob gonna return as the Flash?
Well, Bob was in the first Deadpool, but it's gonna be played by a different actor, supposedly in the third one.
No,
I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah.
Bob. Yeah, so you
I mean, this has been a I mean, so in the second Deadpool movie, they were trying to get the Fan Forstic cast to be in the movie as a joke, right? So there's a rumor now that they're going to try to get the Tim Story cast, which means Chris Evans would be in a cameo as
hilarious.
Johnny Storm. I mean, I kind of hope they would do that.
Yeah.
Of course,
That's what they should have done with Doctor Strange. But
I mean, again, like, well, the thing is, like I said, I have a feeling this is going to be a multiverse film because there's rumors that Owen Wilson will appear in there as
he's in it. He's not. It's not rumors.
Yeah.
It's confirmed.
Okay, so he's going to be in it. So, like, obviously, this is going to 100% be a multiverse film. So,
yeah, it is.
That's a good chance to like have them in there and be like, wait a minute, Cap. We're in the Avengers universe, and like they see like the original Fantastic Four. It's like, wait, this isn't it.
But you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Green Lantern's in that universe too.
Right.
No way. He used the time thing to prevent Ryan Reynolds from signing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I could see that happening.
What if because they made jokes about like DC being dark. What if they make a joke about saying like we ain't gonna restore any verse at this rate?
I heard from the criticism from the critics. One of the reasons why the Rotten Tomatoes score is like 80% at the critics right now because the why it's low is because it's darker than the previous Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like, so what? It's too thick.
No, I think it's there's like some fatigue with the what's going on. Yeah, I think there's some fatigue with the critics.
I hope so. Yeah, we're gonna get Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, right? So apparently somebody, a friend of ours, made a video on the High Level News story. He's the villain you're gonna love, the villain you're gonna hate. And
Right.
I didn't watch it, but I don't know what his assumption was. I mean, that's a good thing, right? You want to hate a villain.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I mean, like I said, I kind of know what happens in the movie without
I know you
watching it.
spoiled.
But yeah, I don't. I mean,
Does
the
he?
thing is, the MCU always has like these villains that are, they're supposed to be bad, but this one, I think he is a lot more sadistic.
Yeah, the
Stuff
problem
what
is
he
with MCU
does.
villains, they really don't make. They haven't even Thanos. You want to hate this guy, but like his reasoning, you can't make him hate him.
Right.
MCU has a problem making you hate villains. They do.
Yeah, they do. They do.
How do they do is the worst? Does he? I want to know. Blinded. Just spoil one thing for me. Does he get a butterfly up his ass?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
I feel like that's become a problem with other comic book movies, not just the MCU. Like that was something that like the Raimi Spider-Man films were known for having, the sympathetic villains.
Well,
Yes.
MCU has been doing Phase 4. The MCU basically almost every villain is not every villain, but a lot of them are sympathetic.
They're kind of
No, not the guy from Black Widow. Like fuck
no
that
Black
guy.
Widow. No, but there was a lot of them. It's even Gore was, Gore, Wanda, even Shang-Chi's father, I guess, is sympathetic. Neymar. I mean, Neymar is sympathetic. You could. Kang is not. I would say Kang is not sympathetic. He was not sympathetic at all. Who
I
else?
mean, Green Goblin was sympathetic, even though like he killed Aunt May.
A lot of Spider-Man villains were sympathetic, right? Like, let's say that.
right.
Yeah, you're right. Who else?
Not Mysterio though. Screw that guy.
No, Mysterio was Mysterio got screwed over. But he was not sympathetic, but I did admit he did get screwed over for his invention that was eventually used.
Right.
Tony Stark did screw him over. Let's be honest.
That still ain't no excuse for revealing a 16-year-old's identity to the world.
That's true. Who else is sympathetic at Phase 4? Kingpin obviously wasn't.
I don't really think there was any sort of sympathetic villains besides Scarlet Witch.
Well, Gore.
Scarlet. Oh yeah, there were. Yeah.
They just didn't. I mean, Gore was the best villain. They just made him.
I guess, and then I guess some people are going to say Namor, right? I guess we could say those three. Those are the three I would say. Okay, fine.
Yeah, there wasn't She-Hulk, Moon Knight. Yeah, there was no sympathetic villain. Moon Knight.
No, the real villain of She-Hulk were the creators that thought the show was going to be good.
No.
Loki for sure. Like Sylvie and Kang were not. I mean, Sylvie was not really a villain per se. Loki was. That's a good point. But Eternals. The villain was basically Icarus.
Right.
All right. So yeah.
Yeah. Can we count him as a sympathetic villain? I don't know.
Yeah. The problem Marvel, most of the villains, they tend to be sympathetic. Even before like Thanos is like was not really, I wouldn't say he's sympathetic, but you can understand where he's coming from. I hope this idea, this is the villain you're gonna hate. To me, that's a good thing. You want to love villains you hate.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of yeah.
We do love the Joker all the time. We love the Joker, but we hate him. We hate to love him.
Right.
Joker's perfect.
No, that's a good point.
Why do you think people love the Joker?
In the Nolan trilogy, I would say the only sympathetic villain was Harvey Dent.
Two-Face for sure. Yeah.
I mean, do you really like? You don't feel bad for Ra's al Ghul. You don't feel bad for Scarecrow. You don't feel bad for Joker.
No. Well, Batman. I hope that Matt Reeves dwells into that a little bit more. He's more of a compassionate side of things.
Mm.
You know, with whatever villain he uses, because it's one of the greatest strengths about Batman that people forget to ever mention. Like people forget that. Like people forget that Batman, that he's not all dark. He's not all angry. that he has a compassionate side to himself, even compassionate side to him. Besides that, not just the citizens, but also some of the villains.
Right.
How old will this Batman be? Maybe 13. I think there might be an issue with if they go the young. Like I know in the comics he's a little bit young, so there. I think in the live action there might be a little bit of an issue with that. So they might go teenage age, maybe a little bit mid teenage.
Yo,
Teenager.
don't cast a 25-year-old like they cast
Donald.
Crystal Donald, who like literally like the thing is like they cast a 25-year-old who does not look like a teenager. Like I know some like actors in their mid-20s still look like they're teenagers. Crystal Donald was not one of them.
Yeah.
It's like literally like, hey, can this guy crash with you, Bruce? Like he's an adult, but he lost his family. He needs a house.
What about the other orphans that don't have families? Can they crash there too? What? I guess. Well, that was the father was going to do, right? Wasn't the manor going to become the orphanage in the Batman? But the manor did become the orphanage.
Right.
But yeah, I'm glad that High Evolutionary, because High Evolutionary in the comics is not a sympathetic villain.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real here. Gunn never had sympathetic villains to begin with. Like Ronin's not a sympathetic villain. Ego's not a sympathetic.
They wanted to imply that Ego was a good person by making him think, because in the beginning he was like him with the mother and all that.
Right. Yeah, I just saw Guardians too. No, Eagle's not a sympathetic villain.
Yeah, he's not. Because
like,
that twist,
dude.
You guys sick in the head.
I'll make the case that he's sicker than Thanos.
I think he's the sickest villain in the whole MCU.
Like, here's the thing: the dude had no problem killing all his children. It's like Thanos, was like crying that he was gonna have to kill Gamora.
Yeah, I think the thing is Thanos cared. Like,
well, he was doing it because he thought that was.
He thinks he's the hero.
Universe.
Ego, whatever you want to call him. Right? Kills his kids, gives Peter Quill's mother cancer. No, he will not get out of the panel.
Yo, Mark, I don't know why Marcus doesn't like me. Yo, I'm entitled to my opinion.
He doesn't like me.
To my opinion.
What did Marcus say now? I'm not even.
He said he told me to get off the panel.
Basically,
get off the. Why? Could you explain?
I like what?
Oh, he said he's joking.
Okay. We're cool.
He said get out the panel. Looking at it,
Marcus.
No, man.
Oh, 10 to 12 years.
Oh yeah, the High Evolutionary in the movie is definitely not a fun villain at all. He's a sadistic, twisted.
But honestly,
psychopath.
I think the MCU needs it.
Yeah, because even Thanos is not like that.
The thing is,
I could see that. I know, like you're saying it's dark, but from what I understand, there's nothing is really comparable to what's in this movie, right? Like it's not dark like Endgame dark. It's not dark like, I'm trying to even think, like Moon Knight, like quote unquote Moon Knight's dark.
Moon Knight wasn't even that dark.
I mean, Daredevil is obviously dark. I'm talking about the Netflix series is dark, but I don't think it touches on the type of themes that are in this movie. Like I think the types of themes in Volume 3 is kind of disturbing. I like, it's not very common to talk about things like that in movies. So yeah, I mean, one aspect, yes, I think that's like a kind of a cliche theme, like, but the one you'll see, I mean, James Gunn's actually been posting a lot of that aspect of the movie on Twitter without like giving away any spoilers. But if you like animals, you probably, I don't know, it really depends, like on the severity level of like how much you love animals. Like, I love animals. I have a dog and a cat, but
is PETA going to be pissed? Is that what we're going to say?
I think PETA could be pissed. I think they could be. Yes.
Well, they're the biggest hypocrites of them all, anyway. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like PETA saying something about Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh fuck PETA anyway. They're hypocrites though. They're liars.
Yeah.
They're frauds, PETA, man. They're fake.
Screw PETA.
You know, if you know what they're really like, they're like the biggest fakes out there for animal rights.
Yeah.
Don't call a person a pig because that offends pigs. That's what they said.
Oh my god.
So I
I
guess,
don't know,
call-
Marcus.
Oh,
No, it
here's the
doesn't seem
thing.
like
So I guess by calling Harvey Weinstein a pig, I'm insulting all the pigs in the world.
Oink,
Oh
oink.
my god.
Like they get
Oink.
offended by anything at this point. They'll be like, we
Yeah.
stand with our fellow raccoons after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, the same raccoons
No.
are willing to claw your face off if you get near them.
These raccoons, man, they're fucking crazy over here.
Oh yeah, they ravage, man. They're like,
I get
They
some
give
big
no
ones in my
shits.
house.
yeah.
They give no shits here.
What?
I feel like Toronto is the capital of
Raccoon City.
Raccoon City. We got to deal with raccoons, and then I guess we got to deal with zombies too, right?
Yeah.
It's Raccoon City.
I mean,
Oh,
the
man.
first movie was filmed here too, Toronto.
The
Resident
first Resident. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Raccoon
Yeah.
City. Oh my god. It's crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, Jonathan Majors. No, there's nothing up there. I don't think it's done as Kang right now.
We'll
So
see.
wait, I'm beginning to think they're not. I'm beginning to think it's staying on. I don't know.
Speaking of raccoons, I think I heard raccoons fighting outside.
Oh my god.
What are they?
It's like I hear this screeching. I'm like, it's not the stray cat. It's like, I go,
It's probably a raccoon. That's not...
and I hear a kid outside yelling, "What the heck is that?"
Oh my god.
Oh
I go
Oh my
outside and check,
God.
but I don't want to get bit by a raccoon.
no. You
I
may
mean,
have to get
I-
rabies
I-
shots.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get. Yeah, no, I'll get rabies before Guardians. Like, it's like I want to wait till after Guardians to get
No,
attacked by a raccoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What else is it? Okay, so James Gunn did hand in a script, but I don't know.
I will say I can see some people in the Snyder fandom saying, "Look, Guardians only has 79 on Rotten Tomatoes. DC's gonna be in shambles." It's like that's still higher than any of Snyder's DC films.
What did let me see Snyder's DC films. See what he got.
The highest
No.
one is like Zack Snyder's Justice League at I think like the low 70s.
That doesn't count. What the Snyder Cut only got low 70s? I thought it was a masterpiece.
The Snyder Cut is the highest rated out of all the Snyder DC movies.
Let's see. Oh yeah, 71 by the critics, 91 by 93 by the audience. This is what BVS Man of Steel got.
I'm pretty sure BVS was like 27% or 26.
56. Oh, BVS.
56 is Man of Steel.
Oh man.
There we go. Dawn Justice.
Dawn Justice
Oh,
is
29.
extremely low.
Yeah.
But I think is Suicide Squad lower?
Yo, I think Suicide Squad's like around that. Snyder Cut's better than our lives.
Better than our lives? Who said that?
No, Marcus
Some
saying
stuff-
Snyder Cut
Marcus
is better
said-
than your life.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
There's some
Probably
things
better
that
than
Snyder
your
Cut
life,
don't make
yeah.
sense.
Marcus.
Okay.
I mean, like, why
mean-
why they're singing Norwegians like
That-
after Aquaman goes in the water?
why was Mara speaking a British accent?
That was
Why?
definitely that was the original intention, right?
But here's
Yeah,
the
that
problem
was
with that
pretty
Blinded. She's Atlantean, not British. Atlantis has nothing to do with England.
I know, but it's,
Well, Zack Snyder should know that.
I don't know if Zack Snyder knows a lot of things, but that's here nor there.
Yeah. He's gonna cancel you. He's gonna cancel you, Marcus. He's gonna cancel you, bro.
He's gonna cancel me over what?
Yeah.
Marcus, the
Snyder
things
cut-
you say will
Yeah.
get you canceled. I see what you be saying about me, man. The last time, man, like
Oh, I
you should
remember
watch
that.
out, man. Like the cancel police might be knocking at your door soon, Marcus, and it won't be because of me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't call nobody.
Yeah, like Brian will not cancel you.
Marcus would definitely cancel me. He would cancel me in a heartbeat. He'll go on Twitter right now and say, flag this guy immediately. He's been trashing the Snyder Cut.
Fuck.
No, I never
Read.
trashed the Snyder Cut. I trashed everything else, never trashed the Snyder Cut.
What the fuck did I just read on discussion film? Paul Rudd, Amy Adams, and Tessa Thompson have been cast in Invite, with Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris set to direct. The film follows a couple whose relationship is in the rut, so they invite over their neighbors who turn out to be hosting weekly orgies. I didn't know
What?
that.
The hell? Weekly orgies?
Oh, this is porn?
The hell?
Oh my goodness.
They're doing porn
Weekly
now?
orgies.
Oh, Paul Rudd's gonna be in porn?
It's gonna be-
No, my God.
Porn.
Seems like it.
Why is J.J. Abrams deserve to catch? Because he
Wait,
hasn't
wait.
been in movies he liked? But go ahead.
Imagine the plot framing for Scott Lang. I have to pay my daughter's legal fees for her keep getting arrested, so I gotta become a porn star.
Oh my.
No.
Yeah, what job does he have?
Writing books?
Oh yeah, Scott Lang. He has no job.
She
I mean, Baskin Robbins won't hire him, even though he saved the universe because he's got a criminal record.
Is he mooching off Hope and her family's money, wealth?
Possibly. Possibly.
Like, these Avengers even have jobs that are not, saving the world. That's like, what does Hawkeye do? Just like sit at home? That's like
No, he has a farm, man. He's a farm man.
He's a farmer.
He's a farmer.
Oh man.
It's so funny. It's funny though.
I mean, Captain America was giving counseling during like the 5 years.
But does he have a license for that? Oh,
No, he was just like part of the group therapy. He was just shows up and talks.
What was this? Oh, he was technically still he was still military, right? What was this? Yeah, Captain America really had no job. What was Thor's job on Earth? Nothing.
No, ruling.
Yeah, they never did the stuff in the comics with Thor. So yeah, he never had a job.
And like no, that's the thing. At least Superman had a job. At least I think Wonder Woman kind of had a job.
Well, Batman, he doesn't have no job. He's just a mooch, I guess. Just taking his parents' money and shit.
Well, he has people wanting his job for him. Like Iron Man had.
Oh yeah, well he technically is supposed to be the head of Wayne Enterprise, right? But like it never feels like he is. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he's busy doing other shit in the day too, right? So he's probably not running that.
Well, yeah, he has Lucius Fox to help run it for him.
So
but
his job is just Batman.
He's usually aware though. He usually has a final say. He's usually aware though. Like if he knows something Wayne Enterprise that should not get involved into, he's aware. He's in the know though. Right. It's not like he's completely oblivious. He's in the aware. He's in the aware though. He's aware. Kind of like I guess kind of like Tony, because Tony's like that too in Iron Man. Like Pepper Potts ran everything, right?
Right.
Yeah. Never let a woman run your company. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
And what the hell did obviously Scarlet Witch didn't have a job. She just like basically stayed in a compound for most of the time doing nothing.
Right.
The Guardians.
Yeah, a lot of these superheroes, they don't like they do the superhero stuff and then I guess they get paid through that. But like how
oh, they were technically agents of the Avengers. Isn't that technically a job?
Yeah, Tony Stark would pay them, and then if Tony Stark can't pay them, right, then like they're screwed, right?
Yeah, because they have nobody else to switch.
Right.
Who's
So they were like Captain. I mean, we saw Captain America was living in this like he wasn't living in some lavish apartment, right? He was living in an okay apartment.
At least in DC, if Bruce Wayne is not supporting enough, at least they have Oliver Queen, because he's also a billionaire.
All these superheroes, they really need the billionaires, because if they don't, like, they're pretty much screwed. Right?
Well, you know what? They literally could become billionaires with their abilities, but they decide not to. Millionaires, at least.
They just decide not to. Oh my God.
I mean, Thor is kind of rich in Asgard, not on Earth.
Right.
And I bet you if you use Asgard money on Earth, it's probably worth a lot of money. Like value.
Well, Peter Parker's screwed because everyone forgot he existed, so he has no records.
Yeah, so he's like,
did they ever think like that? Like he's like that guy's screwed. He's gonna have to like find jobs where like that are fishy.
So how is he able to get an apartment? He
he probably broke into Aunt May's savings and like took it. You gotta do fishy stuff, man. You gotta do fishy stuff to afford that.
So then, but then he would have gotten caught, right? Like people would have been like, "What the hell is this kid doing here?" Like,
well, probably would have used his jail or something.
Like he had to obviously like, because like think about it, right? If he got into that apartment, then wouldn't Happy be there, right? Like
technically, Happy got arrested, so who knows when he was let out of jail?
Oh my God! Right? Okay.
When did Happy get arrested?
Because Damage Control had him in handcuffs. Like,
oh yeah,
right.
No, that was the other guy.
I thought it was Happy at the.
He wasn't Black Panther.
No, he said Damage Control. No, aren't you talking about the beginning of the
when
movie?
Aunt May died, like in No Way Home, and like Happy was trying to call out to Peter, but Damage Control.
Oh, right, right. Yeah. Right when she dies, and then they. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because like Happy,
but he was that gold though. He was that gold. He was at the grave, at Aunt May's grave.
But like how long after the events of Peter getting wiped from everyone's memory? Because you got to have a funeral for
I bet you the only person that might remember who Peter is, it might be Deadpool. Be like, hey, Peter. Hey, wait, you know me?
Because he breaks the fourth wall, so of course he's gonna remember.
Yeah.
The Hulk should know too. But
you know me? Yeah, the Hulk. Or maybe She-Hulk. She-Hulk breaks the fourth wall.
Because that was in the comics. The Hulk knew.
True, but I feel like in the MCU, the Hulk really hasn't had any interactions with Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Like, I mean, She-Hulk in the last episode, She-Hulk literally went into the Marvel's library archives and basically you remember the screen. It showed remember on the catalog on Disney Plus. If you look at the catalog for Marvel on Disney Plus, she basically went all through that, so she can remember who Peter was, right?
So they could do that instead, I guess, maybe.
But it'd be so stupid, though. That'd be really stupid.
It'd be lazy.
It is lazy.
Well, I guess they're going to have. The thing is, aren't they going to have She-Hulk break the fourth wall since that's kind of her character? I mean, I know they kind of don't do that.
You know what they should do? They should have She-Hulk break the fourth wall and Deadpool stand next to her and breaking the fourth wall at the same time.
Oh man.
It's like, you're not the only one that can break the fourth wall. I can do it too. I can just see Shock punching him after him saying that.
Oh boy.
And he'd be like, get woke, go broke.
He's saying something like that. Watch him say that. It's like, go, hey, She-Hulk. Be like, what? If you go woke, you go broke. And She-Hulk's like, rolls her eyes and goes, boom.
Oh my God.
Like Deadpool nips. I can't wait to see Deadpool interact with the other Marvel characters. It'd be hilarious. I think
it's gonna be so weird.
He'd be like, fine head, MCU is saved. Deadpool is here.
No.
be like, who? And Wolverine be like, oh god.
Oh,
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's hilarious. So we're gonna have Paul Amy Adams and Tessa Thompson are gonna start in a porno with orgies.
Jesus. Well, actually, Tessa Thompson was in some threesome with Taika Waititi. You remember? You
Oh,
remember that?
Oh my! I remember hearing about that. Now it's just like,
she was.
Yeah, I don't know why that was out there in the public, but okay.
Taika's weird. He's a weird guy.
Yo, there's some weird people that will do some weird stuff. Like I know this guy technically he should be canceled. Like I remember when like
He should be canceled.
I remember when Adam 22 was like bragging about having a threesome.
Bro, Adam 22 now is sketchy, bro. He's
Yo, like I
sketchy,
remember when he had a threesome. It was him, his girlfriend, some other like person. It was like, what the hell?
Don't they do that regularly? Don't ask me how I know this, okay? Don't ask me how I know this. They have a porn podcast.
Oh my!
Where they talk. This is like the weirdest concept I've ever seen. Okay, where it's a podcast that turns into a porno. So it's like they talk, and then like at the ending they fuck. Like, who's sitting there watching like 30 minutes of the podcast and then like they're ready to watch a porno? I don't. What?
People,
what the hell? Like, it's just weird. It was like, this is a thing. Why would anybody watch this?
That's funny.
I mean, would you believe? The crazy thing is, it's like more people would rather watch that than hear like Snyderverse talk.
No.
Like how does that like someone should like say to Sil, how does it feel that like Adam 22's threesomes are more interesting than your Snyderverse talk?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, yo, Adam 22 is shady, dude. He's a shady guy. Yeah, I don't. Just weird. Just
dude.
Really weird.
Dude, here's the thing. This is why, like, I like this is the problem with big YouTubers. They do some really shady, weird stuff at a certain point.
Yeah, they do, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like FuziTube, like he's done some weird stuff. Adam 22, Rice Gum,
man.
I can't wait to I can't wait to Boogie fights that guy who boxes that guy.
Oh, Wings of Redemption?
Yeah.
That's gonna be really funny.
Like I still remember oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but like he got some really bad trouble. Like I remember because I forget his name is. I know one of the videos I watched about him, like he ran like during the 2016 finals onto like the Cavaliers like court and like got tackled by police. I forget his name. I'm trying to look it up.
Wait, say that again. Say it again.
So this YouTuber, like, I remember he ran onto the court during the 2016 NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Like with his shirt off.
Shit.
Like, but like that's not the worst thing this dude has done.
That wasn't Vitali, right?
Yeah,
Was that
Vitali. Yes, now
okay,
I remember
Vitali.
his name. Yo, he's done some really gotten accused of some weird stuff as well.
All these YouTubers are like every day. I feel like there's some controversy with some YouTuber. They lying, they stealing, they cheating, or something. It's like what's wrong with like YouTubers being just like absolute pieces of garbage? What's going on here?
You know what's crazy? Jeremy Griggs from Geeks and Gamers is feuding with another right winger, and Jeremy looks like he's in the right on this one. Because like it's like Matt Walsh.
You know what's
Matt Walsh
funny?
is attacking video games and like
Wait,
Jeremy's
Matt
like,
Walsh is wow.
You know what's
and like
funny?
Jeremy's
You know
like
what's funny?
saying there's nothing wrong with playing video games. I love video games.
Right wingers always fight with each other. They always like.
They
do
gotta
that.
one up
Seems
each other.
like it. Seems like they're fighting with each other a lot.
I'm gonna end it here.
There's
guys.
lots
We're
of
gonna 2 hour stream.
controversy.
Yeah. We're gonna end it here, guys. 2 hour stream, almost 2 hour and 10 minute stream. Very good stream. A lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, my next Let's Talk Pop will be Sunday because somebody here on this panel is going to see Guardians late on Saturday, so we can't do it on Saturday.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he's calling me out now.
I'm just, but yeah, because I really want you to hear your thoughts, Blinded. That's why.
Right.
Because I know it's your favorite of the.
I mean,
Marvel
you could do it
cinematic
early, and I could show up. I guess, but I wouldn't. Oh yeah, but I'm not here on
What time are you
Saturday.
seeing it?
I'm seeing it at 8. I'm gonna go, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go out because I'm going out with my friends. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
So I'll
do
do
some
it
other
Sunday
things, and
then.
then I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah. Thank you, George. Go ahead, Blind, promote. What are you talking? Oh, what are you talking about Sunday? If you're doing
Guardians.
it. Oh yeah, you're doing Guardians.
We're
So
gonna be
you can
talking about Guardians, but we're gonna be talking about like the end of the MCU because I have this opinion, a very controversial opinion. So go check that out on my channel.
All right,
It's
that's
gonna be very
Sunday.
controversial. Yes.
All right, George, go ahead.
You can find me at the George, and this weekend I will also be reviewing Guardians 3 on my channel. I'm also going to be continuing my Transformers series with Dark and the Moon. And I was thinking of doing it this weekend, but I think I'm going to do it either during the week or maybe at the beginning of next weekend.
Right.
I'm planning on doing a Legend of Zelda stream where we talk about Legend of Zelda games, our favorite games, favorite Zelda moments, and also like any expectations for Tears of the Kingdom. And you know what? I'll also add like what unused Zelda games or unused Zelda concepts we would like to have seen, like pure Zelda.
Nice.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, guys. Thank you too for promoting your stuff. Check the channels out. You got George put his channel in. He also put Blindness in. Subscribe to them. I'll be looking forward to talking Guardians this weekend. I'm seeing a movie tomorrow. That you all know, the end of the trilogy, and yeah, and we'll see what's up with the strike. I'll keep you updated as much as I can. Yeah. Hope you all enjoy Guardians this week because it's going to be one hell of a fun time and one hell of an emotional time too. Moments. Power to the writers. Best wishes, Jamie Foxx. Hope he pulls through.
Oh yeah, he's been. Yeah, I hope he gets better. That's sad.
And don't be a douche. Don't be a jerk. I'm saying this to people who are out there bitching about the writers. Say, "Oh, maybe studios will get better writers now because all the stuff has been written bad. The stuff that has been written bad. Like it's not about that. It's not about good or bad. Just saying, it's not about good or bad written content. It's about being paid fairly and being paid for their work. It's not about whether the content is good or bad. You may not like the content they put out, but don't be a douche about it because it's not about that. That's my final words on that. If anybody else wants to say something about that, feel free to. Then I'll just end the broadcast.
No, I agree. People need to be considerate.
Thank you. Yeah, George, anything?
Oh wait, sorry, what was going on? I was just daydreaming. I was reading something and like
I know. I was saying to those people on Twitter that are bitching about the writers. Oh, they didn't make bad. You've seen it, George. I know Blindon has, obviously. You've seen it, but I know you've seen it, George. I talked about it too. These writers, these people, the concerned people I mentioned in our DM group and our group the other day, and others people say, "Oh, they're all bad writers anyway. The writers are going to strike. They're all bad writers are bad anyway. They were shit anyway." And I'm saying to those people, don't be a douche, don't be a jerk, because it's not about good or bad writing. What's going on with the writers? It's about fairness, being paid for the work, and being concerned of the profession with stuff like AI and streaming. That's all. It's not about good or bad content.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know there's a certain I'm not gonna say her name, but someone that was in a certain like group of 4 that was like saying something, and it was so dumb.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you guys once again. Well, with that, guys, see you later. and broadcasts. There we go.
Peace.